So I think I'm gonna do something new today. I'm gonna eat with y'all because I need to eat. So we finna do a mukbang, whatever you call it. While I tell y'all about my pregnancy. I'd like to hear it, here it go. Here we go. All right, y'all, this might be as good as it gets today. Hey heroes, Supa Chris here. Thank you for joining me on All These Things TV. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's not, hey girls, good to see you again. Oh, she out of breath. Here at All These Things TV, I make content geared for the millennial mother and wife to help her live her most fulfilled and inspired life while having a relationship with God. So if that's something that you're interested in, please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I really appreciate it. Whew. That was hard to get through. All right, my first official mukbang, however you say it, is talking about this baby, right? I can't drink wine out of these fancy glasses. I'm gonna have some apple juice today. And I'm gonna chat with y'all all about how I found out, how I'm feeling, where my mindset is, what I wanna do. Should I, just questions and just kind of spill it all out to y'all. Before I get started, I need to give me some water and then we'll talk about what I'm eating. Now, I'm sorry if you're pregnant and you're seeing this and the sight of seeing somebody else eat discourages you from watching this video, but I have not eaten today. And I've done some running around and now it is catching up to me. So I made dinner early because I didn't have lunch for Fago, so I cooked and took him the food. I made just pasta. I always make pasta, but something that I have really been craving is a lot of super fresh things. So I have a romaine salad here and it just has boiled egg and cheese on it. So I'm gonna eat that first, and hopefully it won't make me so full to where I don't want to eat this pasta. That's why I don't have a lot of the pasta. Okay. So, yes, if you guys have not been made aware yet, I know YouTube probably does not know, so this is probably the first time y'all hearing about it. I'm having a baby. We are having our third baby. Our third baby is due September 23rd. And I'm just going to tell you guys about how we found out and the story behind it and everything. Because it's actually kind of interesting, and I'm gonna really try and not make this video longer than like 20 minutes, okay? So grab a snack and come right back. Look at boy, Wendy, don't copyright me, okay, please. If you wanna sit and eat with me, go ahead and grab you something to eat too, and we can chit chat, all right? And if you are expecting, this might be the best time to really sit down and eat something, and you can hear, somebody else's opinion on their baby and whatnot, and it might be good for you, girlfriend. I hope I have enough video space for this because I have been recording, I've been vlogging on the low for about 5 weeks just to document it, because I knew that eventually I was gonna have the energy to put it into a video. So by the time you guys see this, just know that there's a whole nother vlog, there's another complete vlog about the process from when I found out all the way up until just now. Well, not just now, but like a couple days ago. So, yeah, I actually just closed that vlog out today, and then I decided to get cute and do this video. I've been thinking about this video for a really long time, but today I woke up with enough energy to do it. I'll be 10 weeks tomorrow on Wednesday. I change every Wednesday. So, I'll be 10 weeks on Wednesday, and I'm finally in double digits, which is crazy, because it seems like it's going by so quickly. So let's get into it. So if you guys have hung out, hey, y'all know that in the summer of 2019, I had a mental breakdown, right? And I had contemplated suicide, and I was trying to figure out any triggers or anything that could have possibly made me feel this way. What things can I eliminate? What do I need to eliminate? Friendships? Do I need to eliminate clients? What are the things that I need to get rid of that are stressing me out, right? So after doing all this evaluation and all this thinking, one thing stuck out the most, and that was my IUD. I had the Mirena, And actually, me and Fago fought about the Mirena after I got Biggie, because after I gave birth to Eden, my son, his nickname is Biggie, and Cadence is Katie. I'll probably call her Sana. That's her nickname, just in case they fall out. But when I gave birth to Cadence, I got the implant in my arm, and like I turned into an evil twin version of myself. I was cold, and my emotions and hormones were all over the place. I was just not nice to be around. So eventually I got it removed. And then a month after I got it removed, I got pregnant with my son, Eden. And then after he was born, I was like, I just don't want any more kids right now. Because in my mind at the time, I hadn't dug and found out that a third kid could be a possibility for us. So I didn't even talk to Fago about it, and he was actually kind of upset, because we're family planning together, right? So even though it's a woman's right, when you get married, you got to talk about things. Like, I wouldn't expect Fago to just go get a vasectomy without talking to me about it. So how dare I go and get a Mirena without really talking to him about it? It was my 6-week appointment, and I kind of felt like I was pressured into it. No shade to my doctor or anything, because I'm right back with her. She's great. But I was just nervous about having another kid so quickly, because my mom is fertile. I'm the oldest of 7. So obviously your girl's pretty fertile as well. So I just didn't want to, as soon as we jump back in it, to be pregnant again. I really like that my kids have 2 to 3 years between them. So, excuse me. I just wanted some time to adjust to 2 kids. So, I got the Mirena removed. I had my mental breakdown at the end of June, and like the 2nd week of July, I got my Mirena removed. And I noticed that there was a huge difference in my outlook on life. To be honest with y'all, my sex drive went back through the roof, because this is one thing that I don't think they tell you about. Because they're messing with hormones, I really feel like some birth controls take away your desire to be intimate as a whole, which in turn, of course, lessens your opportunity to get pregnant. So I feel like this is something that they don't talk about as much when they talk about birth control. Like, yeah, you have freedom, you can lose your periods, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, I really feel like sometimes with the hormones and the way that they set up in your body, it takes away your libido, it takes away your sexual desire, to the point where you don't even have an opportunity to create to begin with. So that's kind of a thing that was a struggle for me. You know, in my relationship, I was like, I ain't really want it. So as soon as that Mirena came out, she was like, what up? Wait, we need like, it was a thing. I was like, you need to keep up with me. So in that, for some reason, the Mirena had such a hormonal shift in my body that I went from periods every month to periods every other month. And the first time, I didn't even realize that this had happened to me until I became pregnant. And I started to calculate and think back, because we had a pregnancy scare in September. So I had my period. As soon as I got the Mirena removed, I got a period. And then it was go time. And all that time, we was just living our lives. We weren't intentionally trying to have a kid. Let me just tell you the story. So we weren't really being intentional. So then August came and I did not get a period. And I was like, I thought it was the same thing with Eden, because when I got the implant removed, I had a period and then I had a baby. So I was like, oh my God, it's happening again. And it would have totally been a surprise, right? So let me eat. I have such mixed emotions about eating on camera, so that's why I keep covering my mouth. And this is when Cadence first started school. So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I'm walking Cadence to school. And I'm like, oh my God, we finna have a baby, because my period was like a week late at this time in August. We were walking to school, and I think that, you know, your mind is really powerful, right? So so a man thinketh, so is he, says the Bible. So I'm sitting here thinking and wondering, like, am I really having this baby? So then I started concocting. Your mind is powerful. Your mind has more power than you realize, right? So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I'm having a baby. So I'm concocting nausea. I'm concocting extra cramps. I'm concocting all this thing. I'm like not realizing that it takes time hormonally for your body to get back right when you use birth control. It doesn't go right back to normal after you remove birth control. That alters your natural state of being in terms of reproduction, right? So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I'm finna have a baby. And I started to get frustrated because I was taking tests and it was coming up negative. So I started to get mad. I was like, something need to happen. Something need to shake. We need to have a positive test. I need to have a baby. What's up? Nothing happened. And eventually my period came at the beginning of September. So after my period came, I sat down and talked to Fago because we went through these emotions like this baby is here, right? So then I was like, Fago, when we realized that we might have had a surprise baby, we got really excited. Like he was like kissing my belly and I was getting excited because I was like, oh my God, this is like God sent. Boop, 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 boop. And even though it didn't happen, we were like, maybe we do want a third baby. So then the next month we was trying, not like to the time, not in the point of like documenting ovulation or anything. It was just like, if I want you, I'm gonna get it, and you know, do your thing. I'm gonna sit for a little bit, let it marinate, and we gonna keep it moving. You know, it was kind of, we were trying. We weren't actively avoiding, but we were actively trying. It was like, every time, y'all know, okay, this is for the married folk or the people that's being active, if you're being honest. Y'all know if y'all trying to have a baby, it's going to be released inside of you, right? And if you don't want to have a baby and you don't use condoms, then if you don't, even though the pull-out method is not 100% effective, you know, you pull out and, you know, whatever. So we just wasn't pulling out, period. So we was actively trying. I know this is a little TMI, but I mean, I want to share it. So I'm like, oh my God, missed my period again. This is a baby. This is a baby for real. So unbeknownst to me at this time, my period was skipping every other month, right? So this was September. And this time I skipped October and November. Okay. So I didn't have a period in October and I didn't have a period in November. I missed my period. I had 25 days since my missed period, right? So you have your regular period cycle. And then I was 25 days late. And then I was like, this baby's coming. This is a baby for real, because I was later than I was last time. But in that, I wasn't taking care of myself. I was like rebelling because I was frustrated because I was spending a whole lot of money on taking tests. But I was like, man, I'm not having no baby. So I would still use CBD. And I would still have a couple of shots in the night with Fago. And it got to the point where I was drinking way too much. And I feel like if I did have a baby at that time, I didn't create a healthy space for it to attach and grow. So I'm not 100% sure, but it's very well possible that on December 2nd, I might have had a miscarriage or something similar to it. I woke up in the middle of the night in a lot of pain. And I had extremely heavy bleeding for about 10 days. And I don't know if it was like a full attachment. I just know that it was probably one of the worst periods I had ever had. And I was like, I felt terrible because one, I felt like I didn't trust God enough to just be patient. And two, I didn't take care of myself out of rebellion. So I'm not, you know, again, and I'm not sure. It could have just been, honestly, it could have just been me and my hormones, you know. I will never know. I might not know until I get to heaven and I ask God about it, you know. But that really beat me up. So at that point, when I had that period or whatever, I cried. I grieved. I really felt like I messed up. I felt like I messed up because I was like, well, no positive. I'm drinking, you know, and I felt bad while I was doing it, but at the same time, I didn't care enough to stop. And, wow, this is transparent. But, this salad is hitting, by the way. So I grieved for a couple of days. I was really upset about it because I felt like it was my fault. But then again, I'll never know. It might have just been a really bad hormonal period. I'll never know. Anyway. So at that point, after I had picked myself up, I was like, you know what? Obviously, God does not want me to have a kid right now. This is not in his plan. So let me go ahead and organize my clients. Let me go ahead and organize my business. Fago's the CEO of Pure Spirit now. Let's work on our teamwork. And let's build this business going into January 2020. So at this point, things are kind of settling. My hormones are kind of settling. My sex drive is back to normal. It's not in hyperdrive anymore. It's just regular, you know. And it wasn't a situation of we're trying. It wasn't a situation of we're avoiding. It was just like we out here living, you know. We were literally just living our lives unprotected. And so I'm just, you know, going about my business, and the end of January comes and I'm not even thinking about my period at this point. I'm just like, if it comes, it comes, whatever. And I'm not even like, I was so upset that I literally I threw everything out of my mind concerning my reproductive system, my periods, my body, any of that. I just kind of buried it under the rug because I dealt with quite a bit of pain behind it. It was a Thursday, and I was about to, if you follow me on Instagram, I used to do therapy Thursdays, which probably one day I will pick back up. And it's just like insightful things to help people that have struggles with mental health. And I used to do therapy Thursdays. And I was preparing to record therapy Thursdays. And as soon as I set my camera up and I had my notes and everything, I was feeling sick. And I was like, what is going on? Did I catch a stomach virus? I do not like throwing up. What is this about? I was like, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this at all. And so I'm sitting around trying to figure out, what have I done? Where have I been? What did I eat? I didn't eat nothing different than nobody else. And usually if I catch it, I'm the last person to catch it. Biggie catches everything first. The poor child. His immune system seems to just catch bugs faster than anybody in the house. Now I'm looking around and Saturday rolls around and I'm still sick, just tired, exhausted out of nowhere. I'm like, what kind of bug is this? To where I'm just exhausted. I'm exhausted, tired. What do I need to do? Do I need to go get some vitamins? What is going on with me? And I called Fago like, do you feel sick? Like, he's like, no, I'm fine. So then Saturday rolls around. We're supposed to be going out of town for my mother-in-law's birthday. She had a birthday party a couple of hours away. And there was going to be drinking there, right? So I'm like, Fago, can you go? I mean, the only thing I can eliminate at this point is I'm not sick. Nobody else is sick. We all eating the same things. Go get a test. And it was because one of my friends, I can't think of her name right now. I think. I was just talking on stories and I was like, y'all, I feel sick. I've been feeling sick like this for like 3 days. I don't know what's going on with me. Do y'all have some remedies? And somebody was like, well, you just turned 30. Your hormones start acting silly when you turn 30. Or you might have a baby. And I was like, please. And that was definitely not thinking about no baby because of what I had went through. I'm like, Fago, just get a test. And I hadn't taken a test in like a month at this point. I'm like, Fago, go get a test or whatever, just so I can eliminate this. And it was like 2 in the afternoon. This wasn't no fresh morning pee or none of that. It was like 2 in the afternoon. And I took the test. And I was like, sorry, y'all Christian folk. I took the test and that line lit up. I said, shit. I was like, Fago? He was like, I already know. So I get out of the restroom and I call my best friend and I'm FaceTiming her. I'm like, look. She was like, bitch. And we just sat there like, and then I started crying. Because I had thought in my mind that God had told me already based off of situations, because God speaks in so many different ways, right? He speaks in so many different ways. And in my mind, he had told me that a baby was not for me right now. So I had tossed it out of my mind completely. But here we are. And I'm like, now I got all these plans. I had a schedule of videos that I was going to do. I was ready to go. I was finna launch on Monday. And here I am, sick, exhausted, and confused as why now after I, move forward with my plans. And then I'm like, I don't want 3. I hear 3 is a lot, right? And that, boy, this salad did it. I don't even know if I'm gonna eat these noodles. But I'm sitting here thinking like, I'm struggling with 2 sometimes. Like laundry in the living room and the dishes and taking care of myself and barely doing videos now. How am I supposed to find time with 3? And I just started crying. I was like, I don't want to just be a stay-at-home mom. I want more than that for my life. Having these babies is making me feel like that's going to be it for me. So, for about 3 weeks, this is some honesty for y'all. I did not want this baby. Because I was confused as to how this was going to work. Honestly, I'm still a little confused as to how it's going to work. But now that I have a little more energy, it's making sense. When you're in the space where you feel like crap and you have mental concerns, it can be really challenging for you to think of anything except for what's right in front of you. So if I'm sitting here on the couch, can't move, barely can eat, that's where my mind is. So I'm obviously feeling hopeless about becoming a mother of 3 and not being able to do it because I'm not able to do anything in that moment, But I'm gonna try and eat these noodles. But that salad was it, baby. I put ranch and hot sauce on my noodles. Don't judge me. I do that if I'm pregnant or not. So now that I'm kind of out of the symptoms, I still have them every now and then. I'll be 10 weeks tomorrow. I know that if God has allowed this blessing to be in the process, that he already has a way to provide for it. And he already has planned for me to have the strength to be a mother of 3 and to manage all the things that I do, hence all these things TV. In the meantime, when I do have those low moments, I have a book I have been reading. I just started it, and it's Prayers for Pregnancy, an inspirational week by week devotion for moms to be. And it's by Jennifer Palomino and Carolyn Warren. And here's what it looks like. And because I've been struggling so much mentally with my worry and my concern, like the standard is like, okay, y'all, okay, cool. You got 2 kids, especially if you have 1 of each, right? So in my mind, I'm like, this is perfect. This is great. But as I got further along and Biggie got older, I started to realize, especially after we had that first scare in the summer, I was like, something's missing still. My family doesn't feel complete just yet. And I had realized that I still had the desire to birth a child, to have another baby. And I don't care what gender it is at this point. I got 1 of each, so I'm not really partial. I would like for Cadence to have a sister, because I know how special it is to have a sister. But I mean, if she doesn't, she'll be the only princess, and then Biggie will have a brother, and they'll have that brothership. But brothership, that's not a word. They'll have that camaraderie between brothers. But I feel blessed. I am more centered now, and I just pray that whatever God has in this season for me, that I listen and I act according to his will, So now that it's all out, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. Do I want to do pregnancy updates? And in the vlog, you guys will see that I talked myself into doing them totally. I think I want to just do pregnancy updates because I really enjoy doing them with Eden. And I feel like every pregnancy is different. So everything is going to be different, and I just in the weeks that I was sitting on my couch, I went through my pregnancy videos, and it was nice to think back on that pregnancy experience. And I wish I was able to do that with my daughter. I wish I would have done that. I had the ability, but I didn't. And now I have the ability and the desire to do that. So I want to. And although it might not be a vlog. This cold. This cold. This very cold. It's warming up. Even though I have a desire to vlog and stuff, I mean, even though I don't know what I was saying, I lost my train of thought. If you guys have any content or questions that you have for me that you want me to make a video about, this is my third baby. I got some experience. I'm excited to go on this journey with y'all. I really want y'all to go on this journey with me. I hope this was fun to watch. I hope you enjoyed your meal with me. I'm full. I'm finna finish this laundry. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's go through this journey of baby 3. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here. And we'll see you guys next time.